College Health Association conducted a survey in 2013 that showed 57% of women and 40% of men reported experience high, overwhelming anxiety. 33% of women and 27% of men reported that in their school year they also experienced depression at some point. Many of us are making the transition from high school to college, and it can be hard because we're not used to the college environment, and others of us are experiencing stress from the higher division courses and the workload. No matter what year we are in college, we should all be aware of the mental health issues that are rising among college students. Presenting awareness on mental health issues among college students will help us understand how to maintain a stable mental health throughout college. First, it's important for us to understand the two most common mental health issues. Then I'll explain how they affect our learning and some techniques we can do to help ourselves. And also, then lastly, I'll explain the resources that Cal State LA has to offer to us. So the two most common mental health issues among college students are depression and anxiety. Depression is a chemical imbalance in our brain, which causes us to feel sad about things or have a lot of regret towards things that happened in the past. Some symptoms of depression are lack of interest in things, no motivation, sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, feeling hopeless. So if college students who are feeling depressed, like lack of motivation, they don't want to go to class or they don't want to do their homework, so it causes grades to go down. And now that we're considered adults, we have to be more responsible, and if we're not taking responsibility because we're feeling depressed, it can really affect how we succeed in school. According to George Enriquez, author, who wrote an article called the College Student Mental Health Crisis on February 25th, 2014, he states one of the most dangerous depression and mental health concerns is suicide. The American College Health Association, suicide is the second most common cause of death among college students. And studies have shown that 99.4% of college students have considered suicide at one point in their college career. Anxiety. Everybody experiences anxiety at some point. Some experience to a higher extreme than others, but no matter what, we've all felt some sort of anxiety. There are 5 different types of anxiety, which is the general anxiety disorder, which is severe anxiety, obsessive compulsive, which is fears that lead to repetitive behaviors, panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and social anxiety. Anxiety can hinder a college student's education because feeling overwhelmed by the workload, and they just don't want to do it because it's just they get into their mind and they think that it's too much for them, so it can really affect how they do in school. Now that you know most common mental health, you can learn about the different techniques in maintaining a stable mental health. So the first technique is to recognize that you have a problem. It doesn't mean that like, oh my god, I'm stressing over this, I have a major anxiety problem, I need to go in for help. It's when you notice that it's occurring like a day-to-day thing, like every day you're worried about something, or you can't control how you worry about things, or you just, like every assignment that you get, you automatically tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, I can't finish it, I won't be able to, I'm going to fail. So once you recognize that you do have a problem, you can just, first of all, you can just take a deep breath and tell yourself, I can do it, I can do little parts of homework and stuff, and eventually you'll be able to finish your assignments. Or if you can't, if you're having trouble helping yourselves, there's always people you can talk to, friends, family members, professors. You can ask for extra help. Justin Hunt at the Division of Health Services Research Department of the University of Arkansas, and Daniel Eisenberg from the Department of Health Management at the University of Michigan conducted a research on April of 2009 and found that students found barriers when trying to go in for help, which included the lack of a perceived need for help, unaware of services or insurance coverage, and skepticism about treatment. So if you guys are if you don't trust that people can help you, professional, because they're just the school has them here just to help, but they're not a professional that you go at an actual doctor's office, you should still go in and talk to them for help because they can be pretty helpful. Carrie Lando, Doctor of Behavioral Medicine at Boston University, answered questions in John Rorick's article about coping 101, managing stress, anxiety, and more. In the article, she says, and I quote, "Most importantly, don't get anxious about being anxious. If you remind yourself it can be normal practice and engage in activities that make you feel good, whether exercise, community service, or social activities. Sometimes we need help from others, but there's also resources that Cal State LA has to offer, which professional help. So now I will talk about what Cal State LA has to offer. So one of the main ones is the Office for Student Disabilities. They offer help for people with physical disabilities and mental disabilities. If you feel that you need help, you can just go in. Well, first you make an appointment online, then they'll call you and you can schedule to talk to one of their professionals to help figure out if you need any kind of accommodations. If you have paperwork or anything that shows that you do have some kind of mental or physical disability, you would have to take that and show documentation. But once you talk to somebody, they can provide accommodations for you. So if you're feeling anxious about the workload, or if you're in class and you're just too distracted by your own problems, you can tape record lectures to go back and see if you miss anything. If you get overwhelmed by tests and the amount of time you have for tests, you can also get alternative testing, where you can get up to at least double the amount of time of testing. However, you can't take the test on a different day. You have to take the same day as your classmates just to make sure that it's fair. Another resource that we have here is the Student Health Center. They provide psychiatric help where you can be evaluated. They can also have prescribed medication to you. They also teach classes to kids on how to help them manage their own stress. So that's pretty helpful. Hopefully you all have a better understanding of the mental health issues and how to maintain a stable mental health throughout your college career. In the words of Carrie Lando, remind yourself that this is a big time in life with lots of changes, and to feel overwhelmed is normal.